welcome to Friday's Take 5 with Lou Bird. We made it, it's the weekend, and today we're in Exodus 24 to 26, and in this passage we see the kind of the confirmation of the covenant between God and his people, and it's a throwback to the OG, the original covenant that God set out with Abraham, passed on to his son Isaac, which says, "To you and your descendants I will give all these lands, and I will fulfill the oath which I swore to Abraham your father." So Abraham and his descendants might not have known that it was going to take quite so long for this to happen, but here we see it re-established once again through Moses. And actually on Tuesday, our passage on Tuesday contained the essence of the covenant with which is now being confirmed in today's passage, and that is in Exodus 19, 5 and 6. God tells Moses, "Now if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession. Although the whole earth is mine, you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." So God offers this exchange to his people, that I promise that you will be my treasured possession, my royal priesthood, my holy nation, if you continue and keep these laws, these rules, this your side of the covenant, right? And God was faithful to it all. God was absolutely faithful to his promise. And actually in this passage we read here that there is a sprinkling of blood, and the passage says, "This is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you." That this sprinkling of the blood symbolized the kind of sealing of this covenant. And obviously the Israelites, it wouldn't have been that long ago that the Israelites were painting blood over their doorstep, over their door frames during the Passover. So they will have known that this blood is involved during the kind of keeping of God's promises. There is blood involved, that there is bloodshed involved in receiving a promise from God. And God goes on in this passage to give instruction about building the tabernacle or the meeting place or the dwelling place for God's presence. And it comes with like minutia level detail of how to specifically build a place worthy of God's holy presence. And it talks about a mercy seat or an atonement cover. And we know that in Leviticus 16 verse 14, that on the Day of Atonement, which is when the Israelites would come and atone for a year's worth of sin through the practice of sacrifice, that blood was going to be sprinkled again on this mercy seat. So that God is constantly teaching his people, as he did with the Passover, that the sealing of the covenant comes with blood. That the construction of the dwelling place, that everything that is surrounding such a holy God and our interaction with a holy God needs to come with a spilling of blood. And obviously we know that ultimately it was a foreshadow, that it was a kind of picture of what would eventually happen through Jesus, that Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice, meaning that there would be no need for any other sacrifices, that all of these blood offerings, all these other sprinklings and pasting of blood, this was just a picture of what eventually would be done, completely done once and for all by Jesus shedding his blood for each one of us. You and I don't realize how good we've got it. We truly don't. We truly don't, because Jesus paid that price. He spilled his blood. He shed his blood. He sprinkled his blood. His blood paid the price for each one of us, so that now there's not this restricted access to God, which there was in the Old Testament, that it was only Moses that could go and talk to God, that there was no welcome invitation for people to come into God's presence. No, the instruction was stay clear. You can't come near me. It's not safe for you to be near me because I am so holy. My holiness will break out against you if indeed you come into my presence. You can't get here. Whereas now, because of what Jesus has done, because he died on the cross, because he shed his blood for you, we can come confidently into the presence of God, fully trusting that he is a God who will meet us, who welcomes us, who desires our company. He desires that his presence might be amongst his people. And so today I want to encourage you, as you read through this and you notice the distance that God is putting between himself and his people, his treasured possession, and that the only way that they can ever come within a kind of circumference of it is through the sprinkling of blood, we just take a time to think, man, Jesus's blood did it all, so that I don't have that restricted access, that I can come boldly into the throne room of God even now. And maybe just thank him for that today, because he paid the price that no one else was capable to pay. So have a great day. And on that note, I love ending on Jesus. It's so good. We're in Exodus and we're ending on Jesus. I love it. Have a great day. See you Sunday. Take care.